We are Anka. Stay tuned for updated real news.
Hello, Anka Daily News viewers. We're here with striking developments from different parts of the world, especially the effects of war and the facts behind the scenes that are becoming more and more remarkable with each passing day. In today's program, we'll take a detailed look at the shocking allegations coming from war zones and the events behind them. But let's be clear. Today's discussion is not limited to the visible face of war. The events behind the scenes continue to attract the attention of the whole world, with the details that fall like a bomb on the agenda. Some remarkable details have emerged about what Russian soldiers did to the North Korean soldiers who lost their lives. Irregularities and actions against human rights during the war caused great debates in the international arena. In an environment where conflicts continue, the practices and the outcomes of the parties to the war are being questioned not only militarily but also ethically. Some allegations, especially from war zones, raise many questions about the actions of the parties. But how real are these allegations? What are the reasons behind the events? And most importantly, how do these developments affect the balance in the region? In today's broadcast, we'll discuss a remarkable allegation and its repercussions. These developments, which reveal the impact of war not only in terms of physical destruction, but also in terms of heavy blows to human dignity, are considered a major scandal in the international arena. Moreover, the details behind these events are important enough to concern not only the people of the region, but also all countries directly or indirectly involved in the war. These striking allegations and their consequences could have a serious enough impact to change the current course of the war. We invite you to examine the details of these events with us. How true are the allegations? How will the international community react? Let's look for answers to all these questions together. Before we get to our report, a quick reminder. The Anka Daily News team is definitely real. None of my team members or me are artificial intelligence. Even though AI is very advanced, it's still not as good as us. By the way, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our daily reports and explanations. We read all the comments you leave on our videos, so please continue to share your ideas about our content. Tell us in the comments what content you'd like to see on the Anka Daily News channel. And now let's start if you're ready. Anka Daily News reports. The ongoing hot war in Ukraine continues to be among the top priorities of the international agenda, with new allegations and scandals every day. The latest information and striking allegations reveal a dark dimension of the military relations between Russia and North Korea. It's alleged that the faces of North Korean soldiers who died in Ukraine were burnt by the Russian military in order to hide the cause of their deaths and their identities. These allegations have been voiced by Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky and have caused an international outcry. In particular, Zelensky stated on Monday that Russia was trying to hide the identities of the dead North Korean soldiers and that the faces of the dead were deliberately burnt for this purpose. Such a practice is said to be aimed at hiding the fact that North Korean soldiers involved in the war were helping the Russian army led by Vladimir Putin. Military cooperation between Russia and North Korea is known to have increased significantly during the war. North Korea stands out as one of the few countries to provide direct support to Russia in its hot war in Ukraine. However, the nature and extent of this support is carefully concealed from the public. According to Ukrainian President Zelensky's statements citing sources, the Russian military is taking a series of extraordinary measures to conceal the identities of dead North Korean soldiers. These include superficially disfiguring the faces of North Korean soldiers, destroying video and photographic evidence, and concealing the identities of North Korean soldiers themselves during combat. In the process of implementing Russia's secrecy policies, the Kremlin is reportedly developing strategies to ensure that North Korean soldiers are integrated into local units, especially in regions such as Kursk Oblast. In this context, Ukrainian military intelligence has also drawn attention to the fact that North Koreans are being linked to Russian forces from the Republic of Buryatia. These scandalous developments have already drawn much international criticism. Many human rights organizations have warned that the involvement of North Korean soldiers in the war may violate international law, in particular acts that violate human dignity, such as the burning of the faces of dead soldiers, are placing this war at the center of a much larger ethical debate. Whether the United Nations, the UN, will take action on this issue remains a question mark for the time being. However, it's also argued that the UN could impose sanctions against such actions which are a violation of international law, and that additional measures against Russia could be on the agenda. There has been no official statement from the Kremlin confirming or denying these allegations. However, Russia's silence is causing different interpretations in the international community. Experts believe that the Kremlin's public support at home and its diplomatic position in the international arena could be damaged by the revelation that North Korean troops took an active role in the war. The fact that Russia has so far tried to maintain the perception that it's fighting the war in Ukraine with its own resources makes these allegations even more critical. This is because an admission that North Korean troops are involved in the war could raise serious questions about Russia's own military capabilities. The trajectory of the Ukrainian war is becoming more complicated with the increase in such allegations. The fact that North Korean troops are playing an active role in the war shows that this war is in fact multinational in nature, and that the conflict on Ukrainian soil has a much wider geopolitical impact. These scandalous events in the Ukrainian war will shape not only the present, but also the future. The presence of North Korean troops and efforts to conceal their presence add to the complexity of the war and require the international community to reassess its responsibilities. These allegations once again demonstrate the multidimensional nature of the war. In the coming days, the echoes of these events will be felt not only on the battlefield, but also at the diplomatic table. What do you think? Do you think Russia's efforts to conceal the developments regarding the North Korean soldiers will yield results? Will the Russian military burning the faces of North Korean soldiers affect relations between the two countries? Do you think the losses suffered by North Korean soldiers are higher than reported? Let us know in the comments. We read and care about your points of view.